And I've always looked at this trilogy like this. El Mariachi, the first one, was a fine film. Desperado was a cool film, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico was a bloated film. I think Once Upon a Time in Mexico suffered from putting too many actors in there and trying to ramp up the saleability with Johnny Depp. At the time, Johnny Depp had just scored a blockbuster with Pirates of the Caribbean, and they really used him in the marketing of Once Upon a Time in Mexico. They had him play, I think, a CIA agent, and the plot line got a little bit convoluted, and they tried to use him as a marketing tool, which kind of overshadowed Banderas's character to a degree. So I found that Once Upon a Time in Mexico was a step down. For me, the trilogy did not end on a high, but Desperado for me is the one that is super cool. And I think the performances in Desperado are great as well. And that close-knit group of actors that Rodriguez peppered that film with, I think really gave it something. I mean, Banderas and Salma Hayek played off each other so well, but you had those great little character actors in there. Steve Buscemi played a wonderful role in Desperado. And also Cheech Marin gave it atmosphere, and we had Denny Trejo was in that film. He was great with his knives, and even Quentin Tarantino popped up in Desperado, and he played a great joke. I won't say too much, but it was a crude joke, but it was executed so well. I remember that people would just laugh and laugh and laugh. I actually saw Desperado when it premiered at the cinemas back in '95 in Australia here. And I really felt that the audience loved every minute of it. It was just so stylish, and it was a bit of a throwback to those Sergio Leone films, and its use of music was tantalizing. We had Los Lobos do the soundtrack for Desperado, and they hadn't been, on the scene doing soundtracks for movies since La Bamba. And don't get me started on La Bamba, because I just absolutely love that film, and I love the Los Lobos soundtrack. But Los Lobos did some wonderful music for Desperado, and I think that really lifted it as well. So you had a lot of interesting actors on display, and those quirky supporting actors, and you had a Los Lobos soundtrack. And Desperado really was a hot film in 1995, and it was a strong video rental as well. I mean, everyone was talking about it. I think it was a film that a lot of people just watched and re-watched there in the 90s. I know I watched it quite a bit, and I always had a good time with it. So Robert Rodriguez is an interesting filmmaker. Personally, I think Desperado is still his best work. I know he did those Spy Kids films, and he got together with Tarantino for Planet Terror when they did those Grindhouse films, and Tarantino did Death Proof. But for me, Desperado is the one that stands out in Robert Rodriguez's catalogue, and I think that is why it's getting the 4K treatment, because when it comes to Robert Rodriguez, I think that Desperado is the cream of the crop.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang. But in the meantime, please check out these other episodes.